Hey everyone, this is Dave with Mile High Drone Services and UAS Sentry. What we are going to talk about today is the remote ID transmitting modules that you can purchase to make your drone legal to fly in the U.S. airspace after September 16th of 2023. That assumes you do not have a modern drone that is transmitting native remote ID. The remote ID module that we're going to be testing is this guy right here. This is a pre-production module made by uAvionix, and what this guy does is it has a built-in GPS. You velcro it to your drone and it will transmit the location of the drone along with the current elevation of the drone and a little bit more information. This guy transmits everything through Bluetooth. Most, if not all, of the drones that are made that support remote ID natively support the remote ID via Wi-Fi. We're going to be testing on this Mavic 2 Zoom, which does not have native remote ID in it, and it probably will not ever have it unless the manufacturer issues a firmware update. How we're going to be testing is using our UAS Sentry touchscreen extended range receiver. This guy has a touchscreen on it, and it will show all the information that the drone or the remote ID transmitter is sending. Latitude, longitude of the pilot, the drone, elevation, speed, all that kind of information. We're going to document this by using the iOS app that we have, which talks to the UAS Sentry receivers through Bluetooth. So a Bluetooth connection will be established between these two hardware devices, and all of the data that the UAS Sentry receives from this transmitter will be relayed to the iPad. We will have screen recording turned on so you can see everything that the app is showing. We're going to be testing with a Mavic 2 Zoom. This guy does not have remote ID built into it and probably never will. So in order to fly this drone after September 16th of 2023, we will have to have a remote ID transmitter, unless we're flying in a FRIA, which would be like an AMA field. We are currently at an AMA field. We're at the Llama field in Colorado, just outside Dacono, Colorado. And we've got the whole field to ourselves, which is great because a storm is scheduled to hit here in about a half hour. So everyone has booked out of here, but we're going to stick around and put this guy in the air, see what kind of range we get with this, and I guess that's it. So let's get started. Okay, so we've got the iOS app up and running. We have screen recording turned on. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the UAS Sentry. It is initializing itself. With the glare, you probably really can't see it. That's okay. The iPad says it's scanning for the Sentry with a code of 9179, which is a unique code for that Sentry. And it has made connection, and now it says scanning for drones. So the next thing we'll do is let's just go ahead and turn on this transmitter, and we'll see how long it takes to establish a GPS. So interestingly enough, it does say that the receiver has detected the drone, but it's not getting any longitude or latitude data yet because we do not have a lock. The ID says it is a uAvionix ping RID. The light just went green and we do have a lock, so that's all well and good. So that didn't take too long, a couple minutes maybe. So let's go ahead and turn on the Mavic. I'm going to spin it around. I always like to take off with it facing away from me. Let's see what information it says about the drone. Drone height of negative 3,280 feet. That means it is not transmitting the AGL, because that correlates to minus 1,000 meters. Longitude, latitude, that all looks good. Okay, we are going to take off. Oh, I'm just zoomed out too far. Okay. There we go. So I am currently 1,900 feet away. And it is no longer seeing the drone. So I don't know where we lost it at. So I'm going to turn the drone back towards me. Oh, now that I turned it back towards me, it sees it. So I'm guessing the transmitter must be in front facing the drone. (2,221 feet). I have a feeling this is, okay, it still sees it. I'm going to fly backwards. I'm 100 feet above the ground. I'm going to go a little higher. I'm going to go up to 200 feet. Distance between pilot and drone is 2,230 feet, so that is accurate. Zoom in a little bit. So I'm flying backwards. I can still see the drone. Oh, that's pretty. I'm out 3,300 feet. Still see the drone. Okay, I can barely see the drone, so I'm not going to fly it any further. But it is transmitting at 3,500 feet. Oops, we lost it. Let's see if it comes back in. UAS Sentry has also indicated it is no longer getting the signal. We're at 281 feet, so now it sees it again. So it looks like the range with Bluetooth, at least with this transmitter, it's about 3,500 feet, which is pretty amazing actually. I'm going to spin the drone around 180 degrees and see if we still continue to see it. Nope, we lost it. So I'm going to spin it back towards us, and it shows up again. Interesting. Alrighty. So let's fly back. Let's fly back to the home point. Low battery warning. You know, I should have charged these batteries before I left. Okay, so the test was a success. Looks like we can see the drone out at least 3,500 feet when the drone was pointing towards us. When it was flying away from us, the distance was a little less. And unfortunately I had low battery. I'm going to put in a new battery. Unfortunately it's not fully charged either, but we'll do some more testing and see, you know, what the range is, where the range, where the signal drops out when it's flying away from us. So right now it does not know where the pilot is, probably because I have not taken off. As soon as I take off, it thinks the pilot's over at the 0 longitude, 0 latitude. Okay. Still has not updated pilot position. Well, I'm just going to start flying away. Now it has. Look at a few seconds. Okay. So let's see where we lose signal. Okay, I'm at 1,500 feet. I still have it. Icon turned yellow because I might be getting close to beyond where I can see it. Okay, I do not. The Sentry has lost signal. Let me hold it a little higher, see if it regains it. It did not. So I'm going to start flying backwards. Oh, there. Now it's locked on again. So 1,973 feet. So it looked like about 2,000 feet is how far it can see it with the transmitter facing towards the front of the drone. Let's go out. Okay, so the transmitter did a pretty darn good job, actually. I'm surprised at how far we were able to detect it since it's transmitting Bluetooth. Just for grins, I've got a free app on my phone, and let's see what the range is using the free app versus the UAS Sentry extended range model. Okay, we've got the drone scanner app, which we are not affiliated with at all. It's just a free app that works on iOS to detect Bluetooth. It will not work with drones transmitting Wi-Fi because of restrictions Apple has imposed. Let's see, I haven't used this thing much. Well, let's just fly it out. Okay, there's a good screen. So as we're flying away, so it looks like it is no longer receiving data, and it quit receiving data at 46.7 meters, which is about, what, 100, 3 times 50, 150 feet. I'm going to spin the drone around so it's pointing to us. See if it picks it up. Right now I'm 1,100 feet away from us, so I'm going to start flying forward. See where it picks it up again. I'm 900 feet out. Okay, there we go. Well, picked it up at 167 meters when the drone is facing us, which is what, 3 times 167, about 600 feet. So the iPhone is much lower. And we've got an airplane flying by, but he's at least 1,000 feet above us. So we're good. Well, we are out of battery and the storm is approaching, so I guess it's time to call it a wrap. The uAvionix remote ID transmitter did exactly what it advertises. You put it on your drone, you launch it, the remote ID data is transmitted back, and if you've got a receiver, you can get it. Again, this guy transmits its data through Bluetooth. The dedicated Sentry receiver, the UAS Sentry receiver, which is designed to do one thing and one thing only, to pick up remote ID. It picked up the signal about 3,500 feet out if the drone was facing towards us. If the drone was facing away from us, it was a little bit less. And that's probably because the transmitter is in the front of the RID transmitter box, and so you get better range when it's facing towards you. You know, we tested with the free app that runs native on iOS, and its range was much lower, which is not surprising. The iPhone was not built for long-range Bluetooth communication. If the drone is easily within visual line of sight, I guess it works pretty good. The higher the drone, the better, which is not surprising at all. The iOS app will only detect remote ID transmitters that are transmitting Bluetooth. They will not detect remote ID that a native that's being transmitted through Wi-Fi. For example, if you've got a Mavic 3, you will not see it on the iOS app. And that is not the fault of the app developer. It is a limitation that Apple imposes on iOS. Does not allow developers to scan the airwaves for remote ID. So I guess that's it. We'll try and do some more testing in the next day or so. But for now, hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative. And that's it.